All right, let's see if this fucking works again. Um, damn. Like, what the fuck? I dead ass just got took down. I know my shit. Get off me. Y'all are afraid of me. Whatever. Time is up, baby. Time is up. Where's the other live I did, though? Because I need to, like... I need to let them know that I'm not there anymore. They're waiting in there, probably. Oh, no. Here, let me get back up in here. Welcome back, welcome back. You know how it is. Fucking... They did take it down, though. I couldn't do anything. That whole stream was fucked. I reset the internet twice. It was still nothing. It wasn't even loading on my laptop. They tried to. We're back. Fuck it. Silence me, I'll fucking come back 10 times stronger. Oh my god. Bruh. They don't want me doing shit no more. They don't want me doing shit. I don't know what the... Man. We just talk and then this shit happens. I deal with this shit all the time from YouTube, and now they're just doing it to my lives. They don't want me speaking this at all. I'm telling you all the full fucking truth about this stuff. I'm not here to like blow smoke up your ass. This is what's going on. This is tarot. This is life. I need y'all to know that, because this shit's bizarre. I didn't go live yesterday, unfortunately. I went right to sleep. Oh my god. I took a fat nap. Oh, so now the stream's wanting to load. Yeah, this whole thing is fucked up on my end. They don't want me doing nothing. They don't want me making money. They don't want me fucking doing shit. But I'm gonna make it all the things I fucking want to. They can't control shit. Silly ass company. Nah, but for real. We're here to teach tarot. I know enough about it to get flagged like that. So, I'm happy. Anyway, back to it, cause fuck them. That's the whole point of tarot, though. It's genuinely telling you how to connect back to the divine, and it's not using an idol. It's not using like the term God in it. Well, it is, but it's not outspoken directly. Like that's you can clearly see a hand in a cloud, and that's representing God handing you the invisible hand, the hand that's coming from the thoughts and the feelings of the God, the two being together, making the third equal, and giving you the wand, the ace, the grand idea, right? That's what the Bible's talking about the Holy Trinity. I've talked about this a million times, but that's the Holy Trinity. That's why threes in every religion. That's why three is such a spiritual number. It's not about Jesus. It's about the three in you. You're a twin individual. You have a masculine, a man, and a feminine, a heart. And you're in between both of them. You're split on two poles. You're on two poles. You're polar. You have a north node and a south node. Those are poles. That's not two halves of you. That's all of you, and just the two levels of you. It's a spectrum. Flip it on its side, and you have a whole spectrum of who you are, from masculine to feminine, from the mind to the heart, from the right to the left. The right is the masculine, the left is the feminine. That's all it is. But tarot gives you all the answers to it. At dead ass, all the answers. You just have to know. You just have to know this shit, man. It's like knowing the story of Cinderella. Cinderella knew that she had a destiny. That's the one thing that kept her above anyone else. Who fucking cares that her three stepsisters tried to ruin her shit? Who cares that she lost her slipper and had to be home at a certain time? She knew she had a destiny, and guess who picked her up? The fucking prince. They went on. That's the one thing she knew. That's what she had. She held on to it. Her destiny. What her heart was crying for. She knew she was going to get it. She just had to take those steps. No matter how dreadful, no matter what she had to leave behind, she had to go do it. What she got back was more. What she got back was what she lost and more. That's all you're doing within life. That's the goal. That's the yearn that we have here, is to get to that destiny point. We think that by doing it with this masculine energy that it's going to solve anything. It's not. That's why in the story of Cinderella, the masculine come to her. It didn't go. She didn't go to him. The only time she went to him was to show up, and she didn't even go there to see him directly. She just went to the ball because she wanted to go. She knew that he was going to be there. She just wanted to see her, to let her know, hey, I exist. That's what the heart's doing with feeling. Hey, I'm here. You feel this warmth. You feel this glow. You feel this love I'm sending you. I'm real. I'm here inside of you, like right here. In that chest area, I'm right there. And I can go all the way through you. That's all you need to know. All you have to do is come to me. You know where I'm at. I don't know where you're at, though. You need to come back home. That's what we're doing. But yeah, let me know what you're talking about here, Ash. Yeah, dude. See, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be talking. The stuff that I'm about to start doing on this channel is probably gonna get me in trouble, because this stuff should not be. It's not that it shouldn't be talked about, but there are people and forces, the governments, and just that don't want this information out, obviously for reasons, and we're breaking it out. Age of Aquarius, fucking go back under your bunker, and just stay there, and just don't open your eyes, because we're doing it regardless. But let me read all this. I would pursue a little bit of a past life, because your past life can tell you a lot of why you're here now. Fully and honestly, in every past life that we have, being here in the flesh, we were led astray by some form of ego, um, and needed to rebalance that part of ourselves. The only reason why we're here on a planet that reflects everything that's inside of our minds, or everything that we see, no matter what, whether it's art or just thoughts, that's what we have to, connect with, and realize that this is coming from me. The reason these things are bad is because of me. If I wasn't here, my judgment wouldn't be placed on this, meaning I wouldn't be added to that problem. So how can I be here yet not be affected by anything here? That's the key. That's the test. That's the goal. That's the heart space. The heart space doesn't give a fuck. It knows that it comes here and it leaves. And if it comes back here again, it'll leave again. It knows it's right there with the divine. It knows that it's right there with Mother, and it is a bizarre. It's just the I can't explain it. The past like 2 years of my life, I've only been reading tarot for a year, almost 2 years, but ever since I started getting classes, I've basically just been in a homeless situation, and it's been fucking bizarre, but it's proven to me the knowledge that I have. And it's all like cognitive association shit that I'm working through now to kind of like rebuild my the external nature around me, through like the inner world of like learning the tarot. But this shit is bizarre, dude. Like, when you really start to find truth in things, shit happens. And this channel is going to be a red flag for a minute for a lot of individuals, because I'm going to be very outspoken about this shit. Especially because if I'm going to be in that teacher role, I definitely need to be stepping into that era more. And I've been working a lot with my throat chakra and stuff with that, just to teach more and to speak clearly more on things. But when we dive into tarot and into these things that control life around us without our knowing, it's gonna get fucking weird up here. But yeah, that's okay. I think I have clips turned off. I don't know if I do or not. I probably do. I might not. I stay safe. I do my best to. I know that at the end of the day, that I'm walking a path. I'm on a golden brick road. I might stray off of it from here and there because of like nervousness and just not knowing. But the path I'm on, I know is a good one. This is just the physical like repercussion. This is just the if you're gonna say it this way, this is the Matrix's version of Agent Steveing me, right? Or Agent Steveing anyone. This is the process of it. You learn something to a degree that not many other people know of, and you actually have reach. You're someone that has bountiful energy that can actually reach people's hearts and souls as they because that's what they want to fucking do. But you have to have that certain love, that certain childlike energy. That's why some people are able to teach things and not be bothered, but other people can't. They don't have that actual spark that these entities need to leech off of to control and dominate and convert the minds of, right? So that's what we're messing with. But I always stay safe. This shit's just it's just annoying. But yeah, they I lost my track of thought, so I had to go back to that. But anyway, I'm back on that train. And that's what they do. They know they can't physically do anything to you. If they, because here's the thing, the higher ups, the ones that the people want to call the Illuminati's, the Illuminati that conceal rather than reveal, right? We'll leave it like that because that's a better way of talking about it. They know they can't just click someone off the planet. They don't want to. There's repercussions for that, not only physical but spiritual. And there's laws and stuff. There's so much stuff. They can't just willingly like go out crazy and do that, right? So they have to do scare tactics on you. If they can scare you enough to silence your soul, they're fine. If they can they can put so many obstacles and shit out on the external to confine you in, they don't have to do another thing. But if you can ignore those things and break through and see that illusion for what it is, then it's a struggle. Now they have to start bumping up the game, and it becomes things that they have to worry about. Now it's you're free and they're stuck, and they have to struggle and they have to figure out what to do with you because they can't affect you somehow, but now they got to figure out something to get in your way, which is difficult. What are they doing to me? Homelessness? That's about it. They're fucking with my money. That's about it. They're fucking with my views, they're fucking with my money and my outreach. That's it. That's all they have on me. Other than that, they can't do shit. Like, and even at the end of the day, I don't do this for money. Like the only reason why I'm needing money is just so I can have a place to like upload shit. That's all. If I had like a copper tubes and shit to get like the internet wherever and a transmitter for my not a transmitter but something to allow an adapter for my phone and for my laptop, I'd be fucking fine. I'd be wherever. I wouldn't need anything, right? But in the situation that we're in now, right, with the cards that I've been given in life and how I'm handling them, this is where I'm at. So it's not it's less about money. They figure that out. It's more of the outreach. So they're just suppressing that sense of it, which that's the seesaw effect I'm dealing with. But I've come up stronger every time something weird happens. It doesn't even matter. And welcome in, welcome in. I am doing very well. And welcome in, Felicia. I have not seen you in a fat minute. How are you doing? How we doing? How we feeling? I feel that. You feel like I feel that though. I don't. I'm not like I get what you mean. Is what I mean about that. I know sometimes when I say I feel that, it comes off. That's yeah. No, we listen, man. The lives are gonna start getting better and better. Just you wait. The more pressure they put on me here, the more I'm gonna go off. The other platforms I haven't put much work into, so it doesn't bother me that much. They have like their own thing going on. They're not getting any revenue at all, so it doesn't bother me. But for this one, like the more pressure they put on, I'm gonna put more pressure back on. Because they know what I'm capable of. I lost 2,000 subscribers and then gained them all back from one video talking about the egregores. Like I had like if I need to get that sort of like last second boost, the divine comes to like I get told like what I need to do and like how to do it and stuff. But it's they targeted me because I know the truth of tarot. I can set you more free than any of these other fucking spiritualists could ever do in their life, is what I can do. I can tell you the truth of things, of what tarot is, and free the minds of thousands, millions, really, from being scared of the cards or not knowing the true nature of these cards. It's I don't know, man. It's a lifelong journey to know these cards, at least, because these cards are about life regardless. We're not talking about, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole just yet, but regardless, man, like, these cards are just beautiful. And it's like, it's mainly like the main reason why no one really knows like the origin or the truths of tarot is they don't really use the Rider Waite. What they'll do is they'll see the Rider Waite, um get the European version of it, describing it from the external rather than the internal. I should just say westernized teachings, because westernized teachings took spirituality and made it more of a religion. Like, Western spirituality is a mix of Mohammedanism, Christianity, and Buddhism, actually. Um, so that's what westernized spirituality is. It's just a new religion. That's your new religion, by the way. That's the new world order, by the way. That's your second coming of Christ, not actual Christ, but Baphomet that swoops y'all away, and then everyone else goes somewhere else, and some people stay, right? But that's, this is a whole fucking thing that's going on. It's just imperative for the individual to look away from it, is all. And like the westernized system, like, though the westernized system has subjects and divings into things that are interesting and definitely can be unique, they strip away the actual value of the truth of like what's being said. So even though we have these stories of like Freya and Odin and Zeus, what about fucking Osiris, Isis, and Horus? What about, if you don't want to talk about them, what about the Black Madonna? There's so many others that had these characters before, since then, that we don't focus on. And that same line of field happens. That's the human revolution, where you're revolving. You're not going anywhere. You're walking in a circle, right? That's what's going on. That's the battle, but that's your battle. That's your death and life cycle that you're stuck in. It's not seeing that truth. Working from that heart space frees you. Knowing the truth of who you are, knowing that there's two of you, you can't argue with yourself, right? You can't have an actual argument with yourself. So how do you have disagreeing thoughts? It's just another person inside of you. There's two people in you. There's two operating systems, and you're just the one in the middle, like, what the fuck do I do with both of you? Because one of you wants to do this, and the other one of you doesn't fight back, which then gives this side of me the jurisdiction to go, oh, since it's not fighting back, that means it's not good for you. When it's actually probably the best for you, because it doesn't have to fight. It just knows, I know what I know. I'm not going to fight you on it. Why would I fight you on it? I don't need to extrude dominance over you. I'm going to just let it be there, and you take it or not. It's your free will, right? But then your rational mind takes your free will from you and convinces you to do something else otherwise. Your free will resides in that split second choice of, do I want to do this or not? Not paying attention to any outside surroundings, not paying attention to any thoughts, just something, and the idea pops up. Do I want to do it or not? That's your free will, yes or no. Anything after that is fate. Anything after that is not free will. That is misconstrued. It is being perverted and changed up and squabbled and ripped apart and mashed together again by your brain. It's trying to find a way down to find a quick solution, and it can't do that. You gotta work on the feminine aspect of life, of the actual receiving, not working to receive, and not seeming like you have to do so much to receive so little, but by truly understanding and seeing that you have all that you need now, and not in this spiritual sense of, oh, like everything exists. We're talking about in the actual realm of everything that I need to move forward in the physical I have right now. There is just a disconnect from my actual processor that allows me to move things out, that's not seeing what's actually put in first. It's not receiving the message. The game of telephone's not working. There's something disconnecting there. And that's where you, the I, the ego comes into play. Where are you at? You're in the middle. So why are you looking over here when you feel something from over here. You look over, you're getting tapped from over here, but you're moving that way. What has YouTube done to sabotage me? Literally has shadow banned my channel like 4 times. Anytime a video of mine gets like over like 5K views, I get shadow banned. I get put down to like 100 views, 200 views. I didn't used to get that. Like, that's not my channel. And they want to blame it on one video, and it's not that video's fault. Cuz I fucking just speak truth out here. I don't back down from it. I've had the weirdest experience on YouTube. I blew up like fucking randomly and really quickly. Like, out of everyone that was reading tarot, I had fucking readers message me like, how the hell did you blow up so fast? It's like, I don't know. I just got on camera one day and read cards. Like, this is just what I was supposed to do. Little did I know that I was supposed to figure out more than that. And the more that I figured out, the more that this channel started getting hit. And the more life events I began to have happen that prevented me from actually teaching. So I spent that time studying. I said, fuck it, I'll study if I can't teach. Now I'm here. I got more knowledge. What are they going to do? Kick me back out to the curb? I'll study more. I'll come back better. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's been 2 years. It's been wild as fuck. I've gone homeless like twice the past 2 years, and it's literally just been because of shadow bans. It's so weird. They used to make my descriptions not pop up. I had people emailing me saying I can't find any of your links at all. My channel has disappeared. No one gets notifications on this channel. I have to go ping people. This is the most people I've had in chat in the past month. 17 people. That's the most I've seen in this chat in the past like month. And I used to get like 50 people in the chat at once. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something going on, and the consistency might have fallen down, but the actual product of like the value that I gave did not fall any shortens. It was on your For You page. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's starting to show up more, because it did not show up for many people at all. Like, there was a full period of time where we literally would only have like 7 or like 5 people in the chat that would keep it running, and then we'd have like randoms pop in and out. Because they don't like, they used to shut the internet down all the time. I don't remember the people that remember that, but there would be times where I would stream and the internet would shut off like 4 or 5 times, like a day, like during a stream. It would shut off like multiple times. And it was just bizarre. That shit was funny as hell to me though. Like, every occurrence that I've faced is like, why are y'all so scared of me telling people about this shit? Like, I get it, but I actually don't, because I haven't seen the full effect of it happen on the physical yet. Makes me want to do it more though. It makes me really want to I forgot to paste this and pin it again. But it really makes me want to continue down this mission, because it's like, there's no fucking way. I don't know. And welcome in, Anna. We're doing well. You missed a very interesting but like good stream about 23 minutes ago. I went live and we got fucking bazookaed. We just got nuked. They shut us off hard earlier. I said something and it ruffled a feather. I was not aware of that. I should have been aware of that, actually, because I was talking to my friend earlier about his fucking natal chart and helping him out with his chart and shit. So I should have been aware of that. I just didn't check the stars. I checked what time the planets were going to be in the sky, like throughout all the day and throughout all the shadow hour. And I still didn't check who was trining and stuff. So thanks for telling me that, because now I have something. Now I got... I do all this astrology stuff, but forget to look up the bases. But no, I wasn't aware that Neptune and Uranus were trining with Sagittarius. That's cool. Let me go check that right now. Let me check the planets today. Let's see what's going on with that. I'm not sure. Well, they have the will to if they desire to. Yeah, they could, but have I had anything like that happen here? No. Damn, there's a lot of things being pushed from Pisces to Aries. What the fuck's going on with that? Look at that clump. Ceres, Saturn, Neptune, Venus, they all in Pisces. Pluto in Aquarius, which is interesting. Mars is in Leo. That's cool. And Jupiter is in Gemini, which is fucking awful. 50-50 shot. Welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, that's what we here to do. We just like speaking truth. Yeah, Jupiter and Gemini is always fucking like, if it's, you know, which side are you? Are you, which twin are you with today? Are you with the agreeable or the disagreeable? Because that's exactly where you're gonna end up. It's just rough. Having party games up there. Man, actually, hold on. Wait, no, that doesn't matter. That's not what, that doesn't matter. It's the other thing that matters. I don't need to say what I was gonna say. I don't need to say what I was gonna say. I was thinking ahead. Uh, I'm right there with you, Lisette. I don't know. I don't know. I've done it too. I've you know, I went through the whole thing of like, maybe I'm shadow banned because I'm just uploading irregularly, so let me try uploading better. You know, I've looked at it from multiple angles of myself. I don't know. The algorithm just doesn't like what I do, and I don't want to change that. So it sucks for me. I, I'm getting like, we're we're doing things in the background to get things going. Like I'm not gonna speak about it a lot, but I have another thing kind of running up in the background that's gonna be public here soon, which is gonna be really interesting. Yep, just know that it will reach whoever it needs to reach in that due time. Sometimes we let our own like mind believe that more people does need to see something just because of how it's impacted us and our, you know, desire to see that impact on others. So balancing that part out of self is important to do, especially within being shadow banned, because it tugs at that part of you really help strongly. New project, yep. We're always doing something in the background. I got stuff running up in the background all the time. I'm not gonna talk much about it though, because it's gonna, you know, especially with what just happened. I'm just gonna keep it low on the low until it's out. Yeah, there's a way to break the algorithm. There always is. Do I desire to follow in that footstep to break the algorithm? Not really. Because it's something that irks me like deep inside, and it's not even like a thought. It's like the soul of me. It's like, you, I don't think you should do it that way. Like I could go all clickbaity and I could do all that shit for sure. Would that boost my algorithm? That might be more of a hindrance to me, if anything, right? But it would attract new audience for sure. Do I want to do that? Not really. You know, people are searching for truth, and if they want it, they'll see it. If they don't want it, they won't see it. They'll see it for what they wish, and they'll move, just as life goes. No, I can't do some clickbait shit. They like, I've literally like, there have been times where I've like thought like, do I need to do stuff like that? It's like I can't. Like even with like titling things in certain ways, I'm like, nah, that's not even me. Like the few readings that I've done, I've kind of changed the titling of it a little bit, and it's like, I don't know, like Yeah, marketing that way is just not fucking fun. Yeah, see, that's why I just do it this way. Like, I have to, I have to keep it authentic. I don't want to put on a mask to get this truth out. You know, I'm not someone who's clout chasey. I'm not someone who's needing people to do shit. You know, I just know what I have to do, and I know that people are around that agree with that, and also are interested in it. And even if they don't agree with it, they're at least interested enough to view it. You know, doesn't matter if you like it or not. The fact that you're still indulging in it means that you're supporting it somehow. But yeah, we just moving like that. I need to get some water here soon too. But yeah, we love teaching and talking about tarot and all sorts of stuff. I don't know why, but the term cognitive dissonance really like came into my mind. That's so weird. And I don't even remember why it would have came in my mind because it just flew out immediately after I like was aware of it. So someone needed to hear it. I don't know what it was. I don't know what that did, but it did something, I guess. Yeah. Talking about aggro manipulation, right? Where am I located? I'm located in the States. I'm in Kentucky. Yeah, I do. I also like whenever they shout. I was kind of annoying to them because I put in like I put in like 4 complaints within like a few days of each other. Like my channel is shadow banned. Like you need to do something about this. So they're probably not happy with me either. But bro, I'll let my Gemini just like rule like, nah, it's fair. They fucking with your business. You fuck with theirs. Well, we don't want a revolution. We want an evolution. We don't want to revolve. We don't want to walk around in circles forever. We want to evolve. That's why history keeps repeating itself. We have so many revolutions. We're still running around the same issues. We can't solve them because they're not meant to be. Because there was an issue in the first place. You've created an issue that doesn't have a solution because there was no issue. You just made one. So now the issue is going to be there till you stop. That's racism. That's every issue that we have, political or not. Like, if you just stop allowing it to be an issue within your life and realize that it has nothing to do with you and your views or anything that has any sort of like relationship with you, and that you're forming a relationship to yourself through your rational mind that only sees you from the physical point of view, you know, then things become a little bit simple. For career, oh, we're only gonna do the Radiant Raider today. I was gonna get those used up more for this stream. We'll use the other cards and other ones, but today I had in mind just to use the Raider weight deck. The heart can't be rational. To be rationed is to be split up and divided. The heart cannot be divided. The heart is whole. The only thing that's divided is the brain. You have two halves, the right half and the left half. You have two brains. The right half of the right brain and the left half of the left brain. That's why dolphins have 4 brains. It's really just 2 brains together, 2 whole brains together. They have 2 rights and 2 lefts. That's how we would be if we truly actualized who we were. But that's basically how we are, no matter what. Because our brain has to have a feminine side to be nurtured, which is you, the ego, which sees what the masculine is doing and agrees to it, and it also needs to have a masculine side of it, so that it can grab from the feminine, so it can move forward. So well, I mean, I'm just telling you the full on truth. That's just what it is. And it's not that I'm close. I'm there. And let me get your reading as well, Alyssa. I was like just shuffling that whole time. um, but let me see. Let me get so for career right now. Um, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Is just in reverse. Excuse me, I should have said that first. The Pentacles reverse means that there's some form of physical action that's not being able to be led forward. This is like just the issue, the overall, reason for the reading. There's something not moving on the physical. Whatever effort you've been putting work into, it hasn't been moving. It's not nurturing you. The black horse, the color black within tarot equals the feminine. Same thing within yin and yang. The black being the feminine, positive, negative. The minus sign being the feminine. In that sense, there's something about you not having some form of like nurturing protection, or like some form of even like uh mind calming from whatever you're going through in this. There's like thoughts of just wondering how things are moving forward. But how to solve this issue is the Four of Swords reverse, which is interesting. Because the Four of Swords reverse, Libra and Jupiter, there's something about being imbalanced. There's it's not, excuse me, not being imbalanced, but it being in reverse, there's something that's not imbalanced. There's an idea that you have that you're trying to weigh out that's already been weighed out. That's why you have received it the way that you have. There's a new way of seeing things. There needs to be an awareness of a crowning thought. You may be having a thought that keeps coming up, and it's not that it's trying to convince you to do one thing or another, but it comes up every now and again saying, hey, try doing this, or try expanding this way, or use this or use that. you know be sure to move forward with that, and see what they're trying to describe to you. Because the lack of forward movement, there's something that hasn't been nurtured yet within the business. Maybe there's like a new addition to the business that needs to be added before things can move on. Maybe there is a project that's been held on laps, in the back, that's still on the back burner and needs to be put forward. But whatever, there's this thought that you've had in the past that's needed. And with Ford being there dealing with matter and time, it's just like it might have been just like a lengthy project or something that needs to be done. But however this case is, this has been something that's been stirring up in the background. So just loosening that edge up, working with this sacral chakra can help with that as well, to help you like see the truth of that. But more than ever, the third eye will help you see through the full truth of that, of whatever is blocking it as well, so you can see like the full idea in its totality. I don't know who you are, Anita. You're not truth. I don't know who you are. And there's no Sky Mother. Okay, I don't know who you mean by Sky Mother, but I'm staying away from that for sure. I'm okay. I know who Mother is. It's fine. I don't need Sky. I don't need Sky Mother. How to heal imposter syndrome? Fuck. I don't know. I really don't know how to answer that, Kate. I still struggle with that to this day. The one thing that's kind of getting me through it though is just reminding myself that this is not serious. I need to stop being so serious when it comes to my art. There are people making things in this world that my first opinion would be that it's not the best. Um, and just because I don't think it's the best doesn't mean other people don't. And that's where I need, that's where I start to turn myself inward and see, damn, if I think that people aren't good, but they have this position that I'm yearning for, it's not the fact that people around me don't think I'm good. I just don't think I'm good because I keep judging my art and preventing myself to reach that point despite the skill level that I'm at. But doing that is the greatest thing to help with. That's what's helped me, at least with imposter syndrome. I haven't fully got, through it. I'm still in the midst of it for sure, but that's what's moving around and what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. Because I don't know. For me personally, when I go through certain like issues like that, I'm not the first person to look up like tips to try to work through it. I literally like I try to work through it by myself first. I'm really bad with that, which is like it shows me the part of me that doesn't want to ask for help a lot, obviously. But I try to work through it myself as much, like try and like digest it because I'm at a point with myself where I can digest things, and if it gets too hard or heavy, I can just leave and come back later. But if I can't digest it, then I start looking up things and reaching out in that sense. But I always try to give it like a shot of myself first, at least just for me. I don't know. I don't know why that is. It's probably something to do with my fucking Gemini and Libra placements for sure. Um, but it's I don't know. I appreciate you saying my music is clever. I do my best to keep it interesting. At least I don't know. Welcome in. Welcome in. Dude, I try to be. Tasha, you don't understand. I try to be. I am not trying. Like I've met a few people that have come off of the give that I've given off the impression of feeling like I'm mightier than thou or whatever, but I'm really not, dude. I will tell you mistakes I've made in my life. It's Libra word. That's what's up then. Okay, Gemini probably doesn't help that either. So, but if you can confirm for that being Libra, good. I just fucking can't. I'm a triple air sign. I get so tired of the Gemini and Libra placements that I just zone into the Aquarius all the time and I just detach from it because I don't want to sit there and battle with my mind and go down that rabbit hole in the loops because I will do that forever. Right now, all of my music is gone. I'm going through a whole thing with my music and rebranding it. But you can see it on SoundCloud. There's a few things that I have out like on my second account. Um, yeah, your noble gases, your non-ether. But yeah, I get what you mean. But that's what's up though. Your material. I don't know how. Yeah, Libra twice. Dude, I don't know how Libra. If I had like, I wouldn't know how I would live my life if I had like another like major placement with Libra. I would lose my mind. Like my Saturn and my Saturn placement already fucks me up enough. Like I don't need another Libra placement. But yeah. And also for those that are wondering, Anita was talking about the the origins of Anu and the creation of this realm when it came down to the noble gases and the nine ether and things of that nature. But I wouldn't go as far as calling yourself material because you're not material. That kind of just exposed who you were to me because I know the stuff. I know the script. So that exposed to me who you are, and also why you said Sky Mother. So that's cool. Saturn and Jupiter and Libra. A lot of your balance in life is gonna come from being determined on a task. Like your a struggle point is definitely going to be finding balance between the worlds, whether that's with art, creativity, you know, physicality and spirituality or whatever. Balance is a key form, but you being determined to have that balance is what's going to bring you luck. I don't know like what houses that's going to be. I don't know the houses off the top of my head as well either, but you know, just based off of the information. Yeah, I don't blame you for that one. I got you, no worries. I'm not too deep into like chart reading, but I know enough to kind of like wiggle around. Like I know that some of the planetary laws, like the 7 planets, enough to know what's going on. I know the luminaries way enough to know what's going on with those two, the sun and the moon. What? I don't know what I just found, but I hope I never see it again. I don't want to. It's not that it was bad. I'm just confused what I was looking at. I gotta stop like going down sidetrack rabbit holes. This has because I'm not doing anything that's really with what I'm supposed to be doing now. I'm having like a detached moment. Word. No, but yeah, I want to try and get like I want to try and get the rest of the swords videos finished today. So I'm not gonna end yet. Like you know, I you know we're gonna stay up here for a little longer and just chill. But I want to try and get the swords videos finished and at least start the pinnacles. And then I have to film. We'll record, not film, but record the synopsis about the cups and upload that, and I should be good after that. I should be. Can you get a pool? Yeah, I got you. So your first. What's up with the what? Okay, well, your first card is not a pinnacle upright. I guess we're dealing with the Knight of Pentacles a lot today. Your first card is the Knight of Pentacles upright. I shuffled this deck. I don't know how long, but whatever. Something on the physical. Your whatever you're doing within work is being nurtured. Is something's forming to give you a new idea. So no matter what this is, with the horse being black, it's being the feminine horse. You're being led to new land, which is why you're going from green land to barren land, which is why it's brown. There's nothing there. You're already on all the green. You're here to get something new. There's farmland in the back that's already ready to be planted in seeds. You're being led to the new idea, right? That's what's going on with this knight. Is the final card. You're protected. Your rational mind is being wrapped around the feminine loosely, not to restrain, but to help, you know, guide and control. And you're holding the pinnacle. That pinnacle is that next seed that you're holding to that new land that you're going to plant that will generate the new idea. But whatever within work that you're doing, let's see. I don't know why I started shuffling again, but I guess I needed to do that. The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is Libra and Saturn. So this is definitely moving forward, allowing yourself not to have your thoughts betray you. Moving forward with the job, with work, right now is not letting your thoughts betray you while things are in this growing and moving forward moment. Pay attention to where, and it is kind of funny with like the how the I said the horse, the red on the conscious, the red is the rational mind consciousness, you know, just around the horse. But the Three of Swords being here, that same kind of consciousness that is around the feminine can still, you know, constrain and hurt if not, you know, paid attention to. And with the card being Libra, this is just a game of balance. So really be on, be on your judge stand when it comes down to your mind, and how things are moving. Keeping that optimism at a high is important, but also allowing yourself to feel how you feel, and being in the authentic moment for when you need. Just don't sulk in it. Make sure that you stay within like a moving energy, especially with the night being there, because whatever is going to be formed out of it is going to be formed stable. So however this is going to be fueled, or how whatever is going to fuel those actions, bro, that the fueling be good or bad, it's going to produce that seed. So right now, just be very aware of your thoughts when it comes down to work, or what you're working on, or like your work ethics, all those things, so that whenever it's time for this new branch to expand, whenever it's time for this seed to be planted, that it's not going to be planted with any form of like hindrance on it, or at least extreme amounts of hindrance. You know what I mean? It can only be as perfect as we are, and as being imperfect. You know what I mean? But just working with the mental realm, not letting your thoughts get ahead of you either. Being aware of that heavily too. Three of Swords was upright. So it's a warning of like making sure that you're not betraying yourself, not running too far ahead with plans, not trying to think ahead, not trying to foresee something. Just in the realm of the mental. But yeah, with like Three Swords being upright, it's just all about the thoughts entering coming close to that heart space. So just be aware. Don't allow yourself to feel like something's failing or something's going bad. Don't allow yourself to feel like something, that you're not worthy of something when it comes to work. If you have an idea, even if it's just to get a raise, and that's the idea that you're going to move forward with, don't doubt yourself by saying, "Oh, I don't deserve a raise," or "I'm not going to get one." Just try it. You never know. Good luck, future me. I feel that. Hey, you did it just now, though. I mean, shit, that's your practice in action right there. You literally just did it. So, I mean, there it is, though. About your soul origin, tarot can't tell you of your soul origin. Your soul origin is mother. You come from mother. You come from a realm that is ran by pyre, or divine fire, or it's pure fire. It's pure. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no impurities. There's no imperfections. It simply is burning on its own with no outer conditions, helping it and or hindering it. It's pyre, it's fuel. It's what fuels this world that we live in. It fuels every action that happens on this realm. And that's our soul. That's where we origin. That's our origin. Excuse me. That's where we originate from. We come from mother, and then we worry about the physical. Then we worry about which outer galactic planet am I from? What is my ancestry line? Then you worry about all that. And first, you must root yourself in the truth of knowing that you come from mother, not from father. You come from mother. The reason why God had to make man out of clay is because he can't fucking make shit. He doesn't have the right tools. He can only craft things with that already exists on the physical. He can't make anything new. Mother can. That's why the God, Yahweh, who is in the Old Testament, the storm God, was a malevolent being, is not the Jesus that you think he is, or the God that he thinks he is, because he can't create. He can only destroy. He is God, generator, observer, destroyer. That is that God that you're talking about. The true divine God is revealed later within Revelations and throughout those whole stories and the revelations that Jesus came down to tell through his through his knowing, through his encounters, the 24 elders of Gabriel and Michael and all of them, and Melchizedek and oh my God, Yanun and all of them, they all come down as these ascended masters to teach and to spread this awareness and to help people grow and show signs and shit. But we're not apt up and caught on to it. We're so worried about this physical reality of spirituality, of knowing where our flesh and stuff comes from, rather than starting at the very point of we come from mother. After mother came father. After mother and father became thing, they then began to off branch and offspring. And then we get the Anunnaki. And then we get the ones that came before the Anunnaki. And then we get boom, 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 all the way down to us. And then further on. Can you look this up in Akashic Records? The Akashic Records is a decision, not necessarily a record. You can use the Akashic Records to develop a path, which is what you do whenever you think in the future. But the actual true Akashic Record key to open the door is to choose an action. That's your free will. You can look through the records, but will you actually do anything with it? It's a library. You can go to a library and read books all day long, but are you going to check one out and take it home with you? That's the key. You can read it in the library if you want. So you can sit there in your mind and imagine it all day long. But are you going to take the steps to get there? Are you going to take the book home? Put the wisdom to where it needs to be put so you can return that thought back to where it came, to the divine. Returning that thought to the divine because you have it on the physical so that they can move more with it and you can move more up on the physical. And then you give it back and then they give you more and then you give it back and then they give you, it's just a cycle. That's what you're doing. If you use their fuel, the fuel that you get to do things to get on your destined path for fated will, or just because your rational mind, tells you to do otherwise, you decide to follow it, then that fuel gets corrupted. That doesn't mean the divine's punishing you. It just means that you're not listening to the divine. You're not doing something right. If you were, it would have worked. If you didn't, it wouldn't work. So there's a discombobulation. Where is that discombobulation out? Not about the outside, about the inside. Because you're already doing stuff on the outside. It's not working. So what comes before the outside? The inside. What comes before this? This becomes before that. Mother, God, whoever you want to call outside of this that we can't see. What are you talking about hypnotherapy for? No one's talking about that. That's how it is, Anita. Don't let your rational mind get to you in that sense. Don't let the actions of others control your own being and your own will to move, to do as you wish. That's the battle of the soul right there, truly. Well, battle of the mind and the soul. But even if, but yeah, regardless, like the I don't know. The grand scheme of things is really simple. We just don't see it yet. I mean, we do. It's just about putting it into practice daily. Like that's being a practitioner. Like a practitioner is someone that practices something daily. That's what it is. The word practice is in it. Yeah. Welcome in. Welcome in. How we doing? How we feeling? I'm not a minted type apparently. What's going on with that then, huh? That caught my attention. Unclear audience. It's a thing. Clear audience is very much a thing, but it depends on the person's, you know, mental status on how well they can handle the clear audience, and even taking it a step further, learning and even knowing who's speaking to them, rather than just believing that anyone that they talk to can just be good and that trickster spirits aren't out there. You know what I mean? So it's a skill if people have it. It's just not really fine tuned in all the people that have it, because most of the masters or the teachers that would be able to guide the students down the correct path are all just gone because they don't want to deal with these people that don't know what they're talking about and have to like reprogram an individual, which is difficult to do, especially if you're doing it to someone else instead of doing it for yourself, because god damn, if they're not doing the work, you can't do shit about it. Those the records again, you just tap into the heart space. You hit that, you just go into who you desire to be, going into that deep space, allowing yourself to, you know, because you can mentor yourself when you go into meditation. You just have to learn how to. Taking classes with meditations and stuff like that will help you. Using guided meditations to go to the Akashic records and stuff of that nature can also help you. At the end of the day, no matter what is visualized, you need to understand that the Akashic records is a choice. What you see is possible, but you need to make the choice. And the only way you're going to know how to make that choice is if you ask yourself, what do I need to do to create this? You have the answer because you read the book. All you got were the images, though. You didn't get the words. So unless you know how to read imagery in that sense, you're not going to get that full message. So you have to really tap into that whole realm of like, okay, if I have the images, I have the words that go along with them. There's something that created these images. Just I have something. So moving along with it in that sense. Yeah, Steven. Is it worth it? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. Your Akashic records are not the same as mine. I don't know why people have this identity of thinking that the Akashic records is for everyone. It's a place we all can visit, but it only tells you about you, nothing about everyone else. It tells you about the passive life that you're walking currently, not the multiple paths you can take, but the path that you're on and the multiple routes that you can walk on to get to the end goal. You already have your destiny in store. You can't change that. No one can take it from you. It's a bunch of bullshit that people use to get power over top of you. No one can take your destiny. No one can take your star. It's yours, unless you allow them to take it. Unless you say, "Hey, I don't want this anymore," you can take it and you give up on it completely and don't put any effort, no thoughts or anything towards it. No one can do anything to it. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. You will always get there as long as you follow your heart space. Don't follow your mind. That's the choice. The Akashic Records is just showing you, hey, this is what's in your heart space right now. This is that dream goal that you want. And it shows it to your brain. And your brain is supposed to go, oh, fuck, this is what we're doing. Let's go here. Unfortunately, it doesn't, because it doesn't believe in it. It doesn't know that that's a real thing. It doesn't believe that it has a sister. It doesn't know that it has a sister that's giving it that information. It can't believe it. It doesn't want to. It doesn't need someone else to give it ideas. It's been doing all these things by itself for so long that it believes that it has an overarching power. It doesn't. Have I visited mine? Yeah, I've gone to my Akashic Records. Did I make the choice? Hell yeah. Do I regret it? No. Was it a path that I expected it to be? Not at all. Because again, you only see the end result. You do not get to see what you go through. Because if you got to see what you go through, guess what? Immediate no. It's going to immediately cap off, and your brain is not going to let you do it. Because your brain doesn't want you to think that you need to be strengthened up in this. It wants you to think that you have it all right now and then fall even harder. Because there's a part of your brain that's literally there simply just to harm you. Part of your brain is simply just to disagree with everything that you fucking do. It is there just to be your number one hater. There's just a part of your brain that's just programmed to do that for some fucking reason. It's the voice of doubt. You have the voice of reason, which is your heart, and doubt. Your brain just does that. It's not about getting rid of it, because that's how the brain is programmed to keep us safe. It's a safety protocol. All we have to do is learn to see that what it's saying isn't real. It's a possibility. It's not real. It's tied to matter and time, and it knows that anything can happen in matter, and time is just an illusion. It overstands these things, so it doesn't have to worry about limitations. It's your imagination. Boom, it imagines something, it pops up, it's there in your mind, it creates a feeling, so now it's real. But it's only as real as it gets. It's not actually there, but you've delved enough into that hole, into that egregore, that vortex, whatever term you want to use, right? That it created a feeling that it feeds off of, and it's a feedback loop, because your thoughts need feeling to even exist. They need that fuel, and that feeling comes from the heart space, from the divine. Once your thought generates a feeling, it doesn't matter how genuine that feeling is, it will feedback loop it and give itself a reason to enforce that feeling, and then a reason to enforce that feeling, and then a reason to enforce that. And as sooner or later, you're going to be boxed up by yourself, literally, by yourself, because you won't be aware of your feminine aspect, your heart, and be able to see the divine in you and escape. But you'd also be stuck with yourself, your rational mind, who has completely, disoriented you by this point, and has put you in a fear of like nothing's going to work, and there's only two ways out: clicking it out of this universe, or sitting around and suffering and giving up on everything. And that is unfortunately where a lot of people end up at mentally. But that comes from mental programming that we have, and not being taught that what life is, and all the human experiments that constantly go on 24/7, like every damn day. Like, I mean, shit. If people have already talked about it before. It's a real thing, so it's not like a scary thing. But people with like clairaudience and stuff, and people who receive visions, all that stuff is frequency. And we already have like EMPs and jammers and frequency hijackers. So what's stopping government officials from just tapping into that and going, oh, let me discombobulate that message? Or what's stopping entities from being able to match a vibration, or mask it, because they're trickster spirits in that sense, or jinns even, to come to and try and to lead you down a different path. Oh yeah, again, same thing here, Melissa. We're always being watched. Like you are an observer, so you're always watching your own movements. Don't worry about being watched. That's like not. I'm not trying to make this sound rude, but I'm giving it based off of a definition to kind of overstand like the the education of like the mental like mind boggery, like basic implements of like MK Ultra advertisement, colors, sense, sounds, things messing with the five senses, and basic fear mongering are like elementary school level, like very early on, like uh, mental messes that people do. Once you can get overcome that fear, because a lot of people have a fear of being watched, and that just comes from like either like watching TV or just experiences that you have in life or just nervous system irregularities, right? So we all have like some form of like, I don't want to be seen by this or that, but it's about it already sees you. The fact is that you're not comfortable with seeing that aspect of yourself, and you need to dive into yourself. When you tap in, you tap into yourself, not externally. So if you're tapping internally and getting a fear of being watched, why are you afraid of seeing your life in this way now? What about that this life that you're walking on are you not, getting the red flags from your heart space to show you like what you need to be doing differently or what path you could walk differently in that sense. I speak from the soul. I cuz I have people they get like they get weirded out that I don't look at the camera sometimes, but I don't look. I speak from the soul a lot. I detach a lot when I speak, to try and like remove my rational mind as much as I can. I mean, you'll see me like I'll zone out and I'll click back in, and everything goes silent for a minute, and I'll go back on the stream. Like I do it all the time. Um, but I always try and speak from the soul space like that. That's the one thing that I've really gotten good at with detachment. I had to really learn to not be afraid to speak my feelings. So I used my Aquarius like um placement to really help me detach. Especially because it's a moon placement. Oh my god, the fucking stuff that I've learned how to do with that and that aspect of me is bizarre. I've learned to just I don't know. It's a state that I shouldn't be in constantly because it's not good. Obviously, you need to be attached at some point. But for getting messages out and trying to speak without being distracted, it helps out a lot. But I also just don't like looking into cameras. I like the eyes are just windows, and I don't like people looking at my shit all the time. Now if I look someone in the like in like personal conversations like in person, I'll look you in the eyes. I don't give a damn. Like online, it's different for some reason. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, I got you, Kay. And sure, Anita, what do you want a reading on? I can get a reading for you as well. But what is up with this card? Your first card, K, is the Knight of Pentacles, by the way, and it's upright. What is up with this card? If y'all are moving, there's shit moving today. And as any rule, like even as no matter what, the rule of thumb as reading is a fucking reader as a card. When you pull the card, when you see a card, it's for you too. Why do I need to see the card 3 times in a row? Why does everyone here need to see this card 3 times in a row? And why is one of them need to be upside down? So there's one idea that's not working on the physical, but another one that's doing it good, is what you're saying in whole. Regardless, sorry, we're going off track with that one. Regardless, Knight of Pentacles. You're moving to new land to plant new seeds. Whatever you've been working on has made it to its end. It's not over. It's just changing. There's period. There's a confirmation. There's a complete renewal. There's an off branch. There's a child going to be created. Should the children in tarot deck represent offsprings or things that are birthed from the main idea? So in the Ten of Cups, when you see like the two kids holding hands, that's not talking about like your inner child. That's literally saying your first child that you gave birth to, as you helped give birth to on the physical by like putting in effort and having the feminine like nurture it, right? Now that you have that child there, that child off branches something new. So like you run a bakery, right? But then since you're also running a bakery, you begin to dive into like candy and stuff too. So you start, baking cakes and making candy. That's what this card's talking about in that sense. And this is the same reading as Stevens. I'm not joking. It's the Three of Swords upright again. Y'all see me shuffle the card. Like your reading is it's the same. Same as Stevens. Beware of your thoughts moving forward. Make sure that you're not discrediting yourself or saying that you can't do something. And make sure as well that you're paying attention. Steven, pay attention to this too, because it might be for you as well. But make sure that you pay attention to like thoughts of procrastination, certain thoughts that are keeping you from moving forward with the heart space, thoughts that are keeping your heart pinned down in that sense from moving with that energy. So yeah, I mean, it's the same. Like, I'm so, that hasn't happened before. That's very interesting. But it's also like very reassuring. How it should be for hopefully other people as well, but for me it is. I'm gonna shuffle the fuck out of this deck now. Y'all gonna make that card, those two cards come out for the 4th time? I hope you do. That shit will be so funny. Oh, and tarot reading is not used for fortune telling. Those who do fortune telling with tarot are not doing it correctly and are probably just channeling and not actually reading tarot. A lot of people who read tarot are mainly channelers that aren't channeling correctly because they're not getting the station that they're reading. But tarot is not for fortune telling. It is a tool for yourself to help you connect to your heart space, to walk your path of destiny, is to remind you that you are a twin individual, and to give you the key, which is 2 keys, because 2 heads are better than 1, and you have 2 heads, you're just in the middle, and you, the one, you decide where you're gonna fucking go. If you're gonna go with the ego into isolation by itself and not having any sort of fuel moving it forward, making it things harder, if you're gonna work with the divine, being with the all, with the heart space, and moving forward with that instead, But it's just showing you that the issue is 2 keys, and you don't know where that second key is. Not because you haven't looked, but you just haven't been aware of that second key yet. But that's why we have all these riddles and stuff. Like, they're not just these riddles and sayings, just aren't like things that we say that are cute. it's the truth of life. It's they're hints to defining the truth of destiny. They're all there. It's what people mean by it's in your face all the time, literally. Everything that everyone says and does is to benefit you on your journey. You have to just see it. You have to hear it for what it is and not see the physical reaction or the what it's trying to quote unquote imply with your own ego point of view and not the truth of their side of things and of their thing and their being. You know, that's where we overcomplicate things. We're so worried and scared of other people that we forget to be ourselves. So then we don't even know who to be around other people, and we end up not really being who we are with people. That's why we have so many masks around people. Why we have friend groups that can't combine and collide with people because you're just not honest with yourself, to yourself, or with other people, other reflections of yourself either. If you were, you would remain the same with around all. But there's a difference, you know, not for everyone, but that difference there is to show you how truthful you're being with yourself, and not in a sense to hurt you, but in a way of showing you like, damn, you know, maybe my life is hard because I have to remember all these roles when all these roles are just one. And instead of, you know, separating it and trying to mask it, you know, just allowing those parts to flow in and out as they need, you know. The rational mind is the douchebag behind the breaking down and putting on a mask between things because it wants to break everything down. Everything has a reason and it wants to figure out why the reason is by thinking about it rather than just seeing like there's a divine presence with the invisible. Yeah, that's the thing with the twin. Like literally, how can you be so like it's like it's so important, man. To me, it's like it irks me. It really like it's something like I don't know. Like it really like my whole body like vibrates and gets lit up because like the issue is we're always like trying to fight for things. We're in survival mode because we're not tapping into the one thing that can remove the survival, which is love. If we could just not like it's not about not needing to depend on anyone on the external. Sometimes we need to do that, but it's about having the resource and the fuel and the know-how, knowledge, the precise way that we need to do it to bring those feelings and ways of being to ourselves first. Because if we accept it from someone else, it's not going to be how we desire it. We'll have to succumb to their will to some degrees, which makes it a power move or like a battle between the opposites, where one person has more power than the other, or it seems that way. And the only reason it seems that way is because both parties involved aren't balanced in self. Both parties need to be balanced in self. One side will always be on, you know, higher or lower if one individual is balanced, or even if one individual isn't balanced, if they're both imbalanced in that sense. The twin flame journey is not about finding someone outside of you. That makes no fucking sense. That's what the devil would want you to do is, oh, go worry about chasing someone else that, you know, you get that egoic attraction to because you heard this term and you really like someone because of their vibrance and who they remind you of. But then you add the term twin flame and then everything that has been invented underneath that twin flame, including the excruciating breakup or the trauma packed filled black magic attacks that can happen within that journey, you then agree to and then you go through because you've agreed to it with your own verbal, mental, and feelings contract. So it has to be true and has to come to reality because whatever the mind wants, nature will do what it needs to do and supply it for you. That's how much you're loved. If you really want, like, that's how much you're loved. You truly think that you aren't deserving of things, mother loves you so much that she's going to make it to where that's going to happen. That's the reality that you want. You've agreed to it. Whether you might not really want to later on, but in that moment you decided to because you ran off of rationality. You only ran off of seeing things from one side rather than the complete opposite, the polar opposite, I should say. And that would lead to the harmony of self. And yeah, you can get two card pool. What are you weighing the two cards on? Uh, Usually rabbits mean like multiplicity, or like abundance, fertility. In that sense, it represents heavily of spring, so new beginnings. In that sense, purity, because of the white fluff on it. So it could just be a sign of like multiple opportunities coming to you, multiple new things coming to you, new things happening. Whatever the case is there's an abundance of some new things coming in that you may need to watch out for. Don't get too sucked in, because rabbits are very hyper and scared easily, so you might have a lot of stress or panic because of how crunched up things might feel. But it's just to show you all the things that you're about to do and embark on, and not to be stressed about doing immediately at first. But yeah, I can get you with love. I can get you with a love reading. But that's like if you wanted a spiritual reason for it, that that's the reason for it. But other than that, yeah, you might have like a rabbit hole or something. Okay, we for once we don't have the Knight of Pentacle. But right now, Helga, with reading for love, we have the King of Cups reverse. So the King of Cups reverse, that talks a lot about a lack of mastery within a feeling, a lack of stability within a feeling. So there is a need to stabilize your own love. And what do I mean by this? I don't mean love from an external, I mean external, of course, I mean from an internal. But what things can you do for yourself personally to show you more love and to gravitate more love to you? What a lot of people get confused when they're trying to attract things in life is that they have to first walk that path. So if you're wanting a relationship, what are the things that you're desiring to do on the relationship? Taking a vacation. Taking a vacation doesn't imply spending any money. A vacation is just going away for a break. So you could simply just disappear for a few days and then come back, or just rest for a few days, and that would be your vacation. You want to go out to eat, get your favorite food, go get snacks, go get foods that allow you to feel happy, to feel that joy. Do things that fill in and replenish that love state first, so that when you do desire or do walk on that path of allowing a love to come to you, it will be more fulfilling and less strenuous on your mind, because you'd already be giving yourself that love in the first place and not feeling so dependent on another individual to like give you that as well. And the Three of Pentacles reverse is also the second card. So right now, the reason that love is kind of an issue is because there's a plan that's not being followed. With the three is talking about the connectivity between the feminine and the masculine, the mother and the father. And with it being in reverse, that means there's not that connect. Right there is the divine mother. She's cloaked, as you can see. She's wearing a cloak, but she has the instructions, and that is your priest. That is your masculine, who's telling you what to do. You're looking at the masculine, who is getting instructions from the feminine. You're holding a hammer and chisel in your hand, but the chisel's in the left hand, and the hammer is in the right. The reason why the chisel's in the left is so that's the hand the divine's guiding. You're looking at the masculine, knowing where you need to go, because you don't need to look where you're going. You're being guided, and then when it's time to strike, when the feminine says it's time to strike, you'll strike. So just spend time working with that plan. Learn, how to love yourself more. What things could you do to invite more feelings of love to flow through you, and help you remove feelings of, opposite, or feelings that you aren't, wanting to feel at that time, or desirable feelings. That's how you're going to attract more love, or go down that path of getting love, is really following through with what you're desiring from another, but doing it for yourself first. Sure, you can have people come in and show you what you're desiring, but at the end of the day, what you truly want, what you're truly desiring when it comes to love. And it's just about you doing it for yourself, because you can only invite someone in who loves you as much as you love yourself. And no matter how much you see in that other individual, that's how much you also see in yourself as well. It's just a gigantic mirror of everyone. in life. So working on yourself in that sense, and not saying that you're imperfect. It's not saying that you're bad and that you need to do all this work. It's just saying learn who you are. Because what you think is bad is an observation that you took from someone else's reaction to what you do and what makes you feel comfortable, and their life versus your life, and it's not the truth of you. It's their opinion that you've agreed to be as truth. So always sorry about that. I moved my book down. But always remember that when moving forward. What the hell's going on? My whole laptop's exploding now. And welcome in, welcome in. I don't know what the hell just happened. My whole laptop just exploded for no damn reason. Like everything just reset. I can't type on YouTube no more. Huh. Everything is gone. For real, damn. But welcome in, welcome in. I can still see phone chat, so it's fine. I've been having issues for a while here. They booted me off live. They straight up can't. They gave me the hammer. I spoke about something. Yeah, I can type now. We're all fine, dude. Today's been very funny. I'm not gonna lie. I knew some weird shit was gonna happen. I just felt it. I just had a feeling. I'm not like floaty detached anymore. I wanted to clip that so bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's still, I put it, if you, is the stream just not popping up at all? That's so weird. That always fucking happens, man. They be doing shit. I'm gonna go check. If I have to, I'll upload it as a fucking video. No, like stuff's been happening over here too. Like genuinely, like before, like this is the second stream. We had one before this where I was speaking about stuff, and I literally just got like uh DDoSed, basically. Like my whole stream fucking froze. My laptop busted. My phone wasn't working for a while. Like everything kind of just froze and shut down. But we came back. Fucking. Oh. That's how they be. I think it's funny though. I think it's really funny. Cause it don't bother me. I've literally posted my address when I was like an idiot. I'm not gonna say idiot and mean it, but when I was a crazy child, I posted my fucking living address in a group chat that I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. So I'm not afraid of that shit at all. But the only reason I did it is to prove to people that they couldn't find where I lived, and even with the address, like my house still wouldn't pop up on Google Maps at that time because for some reason it wasn't working. Like we would call like the police. We did it for 2 months. We would call the police and say like, find our house because we needed them to find it because Google Maps didn't have our location at all, and people who use GPSs don't get sent to where we lived at when I lived with my parents, and it took the police like 2 hours to find our house, and we were like, yeah, if there's like a murderer, everyone in this fucking holler is dead. like if someone does not, unless someone in this, because everyone there had guns except for like maybe 5 houses, so if one of those houses didn't shoot that person, the whole fucking holler would have been dead. So we had to talk to them about that and getting that fixed. Luckily the house shows up but from satellite view, so it doesn't have like street view, it has satellite view. Which doesn't help at all. But like, I mean, that's the reason why I did it, because it just did like I probably shouldn't have did it anyway, but it was like you can't find me. Like we we're not off grid, but we are. I will never forget that because we had a bunch of people who were in it. Like they got multiple calls one day, and it was a test. Like it was something that we were supposed to do. It wasn't something that we were just doing for shits and giggles. It was like an actual test because we needed them to fix this issue because it was bad. They were trying to send. They sent a Google car down the road, down our place, but they turned around before they got to like our house. So there's like a whole section of the map where it just cuts off and goes to fucking satellite view. People who loves maps could definitely find it for sure, but the ones in that chat could not. We had multiple calls one day, and they were like, "Yeah, we know where it's at by like memory by now, but like the maps just ain't showing." It's like, yeah, like y'all gotta at least now you know that we exist down here. Um, so, but everyone down like nothing bad ever happens in that place. Like the only thing that happened that caused for like an emergency was like I think someone had like a heart attack or a seizure or something, and they just had to get like an ambulance, and that was about it. From like, well, no, there was like a police that had to come down for another reason, but I don't remember like why. But I don't know. I'll remember later. It doesn't matter. Someone wanted a reading, didn't they? I swear to God. Unless I'm losing my mind. No, it was quick help. It was surprisingly quick. And it's mainly because as quick as it could be because we live like an hour away from like the nearest hospital. What we did, it was like 45 minutes to an hour. So like they got there within hopefully within the time. They're fine. They're alive and they're good. Um, what's up? Yeah, what's up? Trying to do that, go away. I don't know if y'all are hearing all that and seeing all that outside. Because now the sirens are off. Bro just turned on his sirens, whooped them, kept his lights on, drove past the window, turned them off, no siren on. What the fuck's wrong with you, man? Bro. No, it was a police car. I'm literally like right next to a police station. But they don't whoop like that normally. Nah, I was talking to the fucking dude in the car. Like, what are you doing? I was talking to the spirit of the dude who was in the car. I'll leave it like that. On the first or second. I'm on the second. But I was just, But yeah, here soon I'm probably gonna bounce off and do some meditations. I should probably do those videos for the meditation because I'm probably gonna sleep. I've been sleeping early recently. No, I'm up on the second. Unless you're talking about like the ground floor being a different thing and then like the first floor being like the first flight of stairs, then I'm on the first floor. But if you're talking like ground floor being level 1 and the stairs being level 2, then yeah. See, that's what, man, that's the Gemini. Sorry, that's the Gemini in me, by the way. Fucking seeing both sides of shit. I don't know what you're talking about, so let me ask both questions. Dude. But that's the thing, I genuinely don't. Like, I've I've conditioned and programmed myself to like remove my like rational mind from a like getting shit like that. It's so weird. Like when people say like I don't know. Like I know what people mean, but I also have to better know. Some people do ground floor than first floor. Some people like separate it because that's why on some elevators you'll see G and then 1. And ground floor doesn't always mean like the underground parking level either. Sometimes it just genuinely just means like the bottom level, like the entry, right? Some people have it on there as like E and then G for elevators and shit, but like I don't know, it depends. Because I've talked to one of my British friends, and he's like, "No, it's you'd be on the first floor," because I call it the ground floor. I was like, "Oh, well, I call it the second floor." It's like, "No, that'd be 3 stories." I'd be like, "No, that 3 stories would be 4 for me." So I had that whole conversation with someone. But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna put a halt on those planes and probably just like go Betty Bye. Several floors, yeah. It doesn't matter. It's a number. It's something. It's more of a reason to get mad. It's like gray and grays. It's spelled with an E or an A. Like, does it matter fully, or are we just trying to nitpick? You know, it does matter to a degree because there's 2 different words, different spellings. But is it just like a pronunciation? Is it just like a Latin and Hebraic like switch over? What's up with it? Is it English just being weird, or you know, does one have like another purpose other than just being a color? Actually, I got you, Ellen. And after this read, I'm probably gonna hop off. Yeah, vowels aren't. It's so fucking funny, cause even when you do sigil work, you don't use vowel. Like vowels aren't really needed. We you know. Well, that's what it is. We follow the Saxon English. That's what English is. It's the Saxon English alphabet that we're using. It's a hybrid between fucking a lot. Mm-hmm. But English is mixed up of like it's like Arabic that got translated into Hebrew by changing the characters of the Arabic alphabet and making them more of like the seeing it from like a shadow aspect, or making it more of, you know, of a stance up than a slant, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but it went from Arabic, and they were inspired by it by the Hebraics and the Greeks and the Latins, and this isn't in chronological order, by the way, at all. Um, but they all did their shit. Then it came German, and we kind of just ripped some stuff from German. But we're an Anglo-Saxon language is what we use, which is why it's so fucking confusing. It's not rooted in anything solid. It's literally just a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I'll get you, Ellen, and then I'm gonna hop off. But we have the Ace of Wands right now. So with the Ace of Wands, this is a huge answer right now. For the reason why you've been feeling drained lately is because the ideas that you've been getting aren't the right ideas. The ideas that you've been seeing and the ideas that you've been letting, fuel you have been ideas that are draining of you rather than motivating of you. So there needs to be a switch of not perspective in this sense, but a switch of position. Where are you at currently, mentally, emotionally, however, and seeing how that's adding to where you're at, in within the physical, right? But whatever ideas you're getting, they're not nurturing you properly, which is why you've been feeling drained. And the Ten of Wands, the advice of this is to release all those ideas. The Ten of Wands, let me get the thing out. It is a Sagittarius in Mars. I was thinking it was in Mars. And it with 10, it talks about completing a cycle of going back to square four. And for you, what you need to do is go back to square four. And square four is where you plan. It's your first planning phase. It's your Four of Cups. It's your meditative state. So really dive in. Take time for relaxation. Release yourself of burdens. Some of these ideas that you have, they may have been turned into thought forms by now, and you're needing to release those thought forms. Not holding on to them anymore. So, begin to cultivate things that are nurturing of you. Switching your position is a goal of you. You don't need to worry about your mindset, for you already know where your mindset is. You already know that you're drained. You already know that you want a way out and that you're searching for it. So there's nothing that needs to be delved into that realm. Now you need to figure out where you're going to position yourself. How are you going to move to that location? So the old ideas, the old thoughts, the old feelings that you've had about things need to be seen from a different perspective, a different position, not perspective, excuse me. So switch how you stand on it, instead of being unstable on things by thinking that they're not going to work, or that the ideas are, overcome some and they're just too hard to move forward with. Take them back to the drawing board. There might just be things that are incomplete that are preventing you from doing it. And as well as releasing these ideas and dropping them and allowing the ideas to go back to mother and go back to the earth, will relieve the stress and pressure of this energy not being able to bust out, because that in itself also drains individuals. How to become a bad guy? You don't want to become a bad guy. Your goal is not to be a bad guy, and your goal as well is not to be nice. Look up the etymology of the word nice and you'll see what I mean. The word nice does not think what you think it means. The word nice is very, very relatable to the word gullible. That's where it roots from. That's its twin. That's its paraphrase. That's where it comes from. You're not wanting to be nice. You don't want to be a nice person. You want to be someone who is, upholding of themselves. You want to treat people with respect, but you don't want to be a nice person. A nice person gets you stepped on. You yourself can be nice, to yourself, by giving yourself the opportunities to do things, by lending out your hand because you know that you'd be able to take those steps. But depending on other people, when you're in the energy of being nice, isn't going to get you anywhere, and it's going to feel as if you're in that box, making you feel like you have to be mean to people. It's less about needing to become that bad guy character and more of just setting in boundaries. Setting boundaries does not make you a bad individual. What you're wanting to do is just set stronger boundaries against what's going on. What are people doing to you that is making you feel less than or is agitating you? Set a boundary to not deal with those things, because not everyone deserves to receive the full embodiment of nice that you can give. Not everyone is able to handle that. Some people run crazy with it, thinking that it's like a lesser power thing, or that you're being nice because you think that they like hold some sort of power over them, or that you're just wanting to be a submissive individual. However, it depends on the person and who they are and whatever. Not to dive too deep into that aspect of it, but when you work on saying those boundaries, people might go around and say that, oh, you're being mean and you're just changed and different. But it's not that you've changed and different. It's just that you become more of who you are. They aren't used to that sort of boundary because you didn't have the self-respect to place that in at first. You put them above you. So just put yourself back in front. The world revolves around you. Everything that you have is a result of your own actions. So if you're not liking something, if you're seeing the result that is not giving you what you desire, do something different. Don't do that same step. Don't fall for that same trap of doing something that you know is just going to cause panic, or come back later and be even more of an issue. Be sure to set that boundary at the time that it shows up. And it doesn't have to be verbal, it can simply just be mental. And it can be worked on later. It doesn't have to be worked on immediately. It doesn't have to be worked on with another individual. It's simply just you. And you setting that boundary for yourself and not worrying about setting it with an individual, just worrying about setting it no matter what. Because if it's a problem with an individual that you have, that's your complete ego. There's something about the flesh that you have to worry about. There's something beyond than that of spirit that you need to focus on. And that's why that physical aspect of that person is bothering you. What part of them is being mirrored back to you that agitates that response out? But just setting those boundaries and leaving the people, the situations that aren't allowing you to move further on your path. I don't want to use the word serving you, um just because it's not the best word to use or the best phrase to use. But finding people that are able to support you and assist you moving forward is always best. You can already do it for others, which is perfect. It's hard for other people to do it for others. That's the golden part about you. Now you just need to be open enough to do that for others, and be aware of the trust that other people have to have in themselves, and not only in themselves but also in you, which comes from their own trust in self, of in their own judgment, to really move forward. you know Not to forget that everyone else has had an experience within life that's changed how they view things and how they move within life, just as you have. So, though you can trust things, maybe they've had experiences that create that dissonance within that trust, or that dissonance within treating, being nice to individuals, or, things of that nature that, shape them in that way. So don't forget about that. It's not the individual, it's not the flesh, it's about the spirit that's not in them, but the spirit that's around them, the spirit that they've been observatory of, not might not have been digesting and really, you know, actualizing that spirit, but just being in that spirit's presence, regardless. But yeah, I am, I am, I'm gonna hop off. Probably gonna go to bed. Thank you all for stopping in. The likes, comments, shares, the love, the proverbations that we have here is always a fun time. My email is there if you want to email me. Donation links are there. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and Chime are there. The website I have for services and things of nature, regardless, are all there. No matter what you do, I am just happy that we spent time. I hope that the rest of your day or shadow hour uh, rests easy, and that everything is beautiful, tenfold and forever, truly. But I love each and every one of y'all, to the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will see you all later.